I could get better. And, you know, it's the same. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. So today we're going to start out this video obviously with our 3 main daily chores: cleaning up the bedroom, doing the dishes, and folding a load of laundry. Actually, I'm not sure if my laundry is even ready yet, so might not do that until later on today. But the big thing on my list today is to deep clean the back porch. I plan on moving furniture and sweeping under the furniture, taking the couch cushions off and washing those, and yeah, it's just gonna be a deep clean. Also, Justin was telling me he found a new recipe for like some blackened chicken on the Blackstone, and so we're gonna be doing that. But I also have vacuum the rugs on the list, just a few like random chores. I wanted to make my leather cleaner and conditioner again because I'm all out of that, and I need to clean the ottoman in the living room. Oh, and cleaning the junk drawer, because that was another thing on my list from last time that I didn't get to, so we plan to do that today. But yeah, I just figured I'd bring you guys along. Not only are we gonna start with cleaning the bedroom, but I also need to vacuum and mop in here too. I was noticing like under our dresser over here, it was looking like a little dusty on the floor, and I dusted, I think in the last video, I dusted all the tops of them, but the floor was kind of looking dusty too. So we're gonna hit that with the mop. So I hope this video brings you guys some motivation, and let's go ahead and get started. All right, I'm about to set the timer. I'm thinking this is gonna take me about 15 minutes, so we'll see if I'm right. Oops, I started it and then stopped it. Here we go, for real this time. On the time, almost 15 minutes. All right, let's go ahead and cross this off the list. I'm still using my Halloween notepad. I went to Marshall's the other day to try to find a summer one, but they only had 2 of them and I just didn't love those. So still using this one. Maybe eventually we'll get a summer one. off dishes. The laundry is not done yet, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and vacuum the rugs because that's something super easy that I can do and go ahead and get crossed off this list. So I'm gonna get these rugs vacuumed. I wanted to show you guys before so you can see what I'm vacuuming up. It's pretty dirty over here. Not only am I gonna do the rugs, but also I'm gonna go ahead and do like through the kitchen and around the back door. I need to clean these shoes up. And we're gonna do this rug here, close up, because I know like from far away, it doesn't look like I'm cleaning up much, but we've got just little spots all over the place. This is what I was talking about with the ottoman. I need to get this cleaned up and just conditioned to make it look fresh again. And then this is another rug that I wanted to vacuum. Bailey's dog hair. Just specks of dirt and, you know, stuff everywhere. Man. Well, I was just about to say I might just do everything because I was just noticing stuff over here too. But I think I'll just do the rugs and then I'll run the robot vacuum for the rest of the house just to make my life easier. But sometimes I feel like the robot vacuum we have now doesn't do the rugs good enough. And also it just runs for so long and I get tired of like just hearing it go. So if I can just do these areas, then that would speed things up a lot. Everything's prepped and ready to go. Start that timer. The next thing I think we're gonna try to do is the back porch, just deep clean that. I'm gonna take the couch cushions off and get those in the laundry and everything, but I'm starting to get really hungry, but I was like, you know what, let's go ahead and do this because it's pretty hot outside, and I'm like, after I eat, I'm definitely not gonna wanna do this because I'll just be too full and, you know, not wanting to do this. So everything else on the list is pretty easy, like cleaning out the junk drawer, cleaning the ottoman, you know, just little things, nothing to make me overheated. So that's definitely something that is safe for after dinner. But I'm like, let's just go ahead and do the back porch before we have our dinner. So let's go ahead and get to it. All right, so we're about to start the timer. Justin's gonna be helping me. I was gonna have him weigh in on how long he thinks it's gonna take. I'm thinking 30 minutes.
Oh, I didn't think that long.
Oh, you didn't think that long?
I was thinking somewhere between 10 and 15 minutes.
Okay.
It's a big area to sweep, so that's likely to take a little while, but I'm thinking 10 to 15 minutes.
All right. Not only, okay, let me just show you guys this real quick. Here, hold my phone so I can take them off the tripod. So, not only am I gonna take the couch cushions off, but also we're gonna sweep over here, because you can see like all the bugs. And then, since I know there's bugs on here, they've got to be behind all this furniture. So I want to kind of move the furniture out, sweep everything out. And then all of this, we're just going to put back where it was, because we had a fire pit the other night and stuff. Oh, I do want to wipe the table off. So But yeah, I mean, that's not that much.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's like I said, it's a big area to sweep, but other than that, it's pretty quick stuff. So
yeah. Okay. So what's your final
I'm gonna
time?
say 12 minutes.
12 minutes, and I'm gonna say
30.
30. Hit it. Look at all of this. I knew we needed to move the couch, but I didn't know there was going to be this much behind it. I wish we had a leaf blower, but we don't.
That would be a lot easier.
Yeah.
End up sweeping the whole thing out, but it'll be alright. Just checking in, I wanted to show that we are at the 12-minute mark. So we still have to clean this table and sweep the rest of it off. In my defense,
yes,
this camera keeps overheating, so we have to stop, and we haven't been stopping the clock. We just stop, let the camera cool down, and then get back started. So honestly, that probably cost us 3 of those 12 minutes.
Yeah,
so I think I would have been pretty close.
The camera does overheat a lot. We have a Sony camera, and you guys, it just overheats constantly. So if you ever see clips and it looks like I didn't finish, the camera probably shut itself down because it overheated. But anyway, let's get back to it. All right, 16 minutes, 45 seconds. To be honest, we were a lot closer to Justin's time than my time.
I was like, Price is Right. I was closest without going over.
Yeah. I'll still have to put the cushion covers back on when they come out of the washing machine, but I'm gonna go ahead and check that off the list. All right, Justin is starting on the blackened chicken.
I haven't made this before, but I'm really looking forward to it. I've got my chicken over here already rinsed off, and it's just kind of drip drying. You can dry it with a paper towel, but I figure I might as well just let it drip dry while we work on the, I don't know what you want to call it, the seasoning.
It's like a rub.
Yeah, it's like a rub, but then it's going to be wet too. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So anyway, we're going to start with 1 tablespoon of paprika. You can also do like spicier stuff, and of course all these you can make them however you want. You know, really as long as you get like just a few tablespoons of seasoning, and then the oil that's going to go with it, then you'll be good to go. So we got 1 tablespoon of paprika, 1 teaspoon of salt.
Did you just get the onion powder lid off?
It was on there, boy, but...
This is the one, I had to poke holes in it because we could never get the lid off of it, and you just did it!
1 teaspoon of the onion powder. Just about 3/4 of a teaspoon of garlic powder. Oh, well, no, or maybe just a teaspoon. You know, that'll be fine too.
It'll just be a little extra garlicky.
1/2 of a teaspoon of pepper. Doing 1/4 of a teaspoon of sugar. So I'm just going to do a tablespoon of Italian seasoning. The recipe that I'm kind of loosely following called for like some oregano and thyme and things like that. So instead of doing each one of those, I'm just going to do a tablespoon of Italian seasoning because that's basically what makes it up. And that should be enough of those. So now we're just gonna do a squeeze of lemon. And then I also need to add in a fat, and you can use like different oils and things. I'm actually just gonna use mayonnaise because that sticks to the chicken and helps your blackened seasoning kind of stay put while it's blackening on the grill. So you should use roughly 1/4 cup or so of mayonnaise. I think that's about all we've got left here between these two bottles. So
yeah, we've got this little
yeah, so I'm just
bottle
gonna
here.
dig out all I can and add that to it.
So how much lemon are you using?
The lemon
half?
was supposed to be, I'm actually not even sure, I just did 2 of them just because, a tablespoon. So yeah, that's probably about what I squeezed in there,
Okay.
I would think, between these two.
So about a tablespoon of lemon juice.
And you could add like anything spicy, you know, some spicy seasonings if you're into that. Our kids are not, so I kind of left all that out except for that little bit of paprika. But
I feel like paprika's not that spicy. Cayenne pepper is,
which would be good if you wanted it a little bit spicier. Just add you like a teaspoon or something like that in there. That'd probably be good.
Or a few red pepper flakes or something. That might be good in there.
I think since this has turned out a little bit thick, I wish I had a little bit more mayonnaise to add to it. I'm just gonna add a little bit of oil, like olive oil or avocado oil to this, and that way we can make sure that it does spread onto the chicken really good. I'm just gonna go in with like maybe a tablespoon or so, and then just mix that up. Yeah, just a little runnier, and you don't want it to be too runny because it does need to stick. You just don't want it to be too thick to where you can't get it on the chicken good. Okay, got my chicken mostly dried. You just don't want it really wet because then the seasoning can't stick.
And this is probably about 2 pounds of chicken.
Yeah, which I'm hoping isn't too much because I don't know if I made enough seasoning for 2 pounds. But
We had 2 pounds thawed out. We decided to use it because last time we cooked chicken, we went ahead and did 2 pounds, and then we were able to make a meal off of just the leftover chicken the next day. And so we didn't have to, you know, cook our protein, and it just made life so easy. So we were like, let's just go ahead and do this one that way too. That way we'll have leftovers for tomorrow. I think that
I feel
looks
like
good.
It's getting a good coating. Yeah, this is looking nice.
And speaking of leftovers, we have these left over from when we made ribs the other day. And so we're just gonna throw these back on the Blackstone, cook that with our chicken.
So we want like medium high heat when you're doing blackened chicken, because the idea is you're basically sort of charring the seasoning on the outside. So it's gonna be black, it's gonna look burnt, but it's not gonna be burnt. The chicken inside will be right. So we're just gonna throw down a little bit of avocado oil, or whatever kind of oil you use. Quick spread here. And I'm just gonna go in with my hand here and pull these out. Our grill is not quite hot enough, but it'll be okay.
We're trying to hurry because I don't know if you guys can tell, we're getting a few raindrops.
I feel like it has started raining harder since we walked out here, so
Yeah.
it's not fun.
The raindrops are getting bigger.
Yeah.
But having the Blackstone is so nice because you don't dirty up the kitchen.
Yes.
And it's
Super
like,
quick to clean.
I'd rather stand out here with a little bit of rain than dirty up the kitchen again.
Oh yeah.
Smells good already.
I just got this side on low over here, so these are just gonna kind of warm up while the chicken's cooking, which shouldn't take but about 5-10 minutes. All right, we're gonna give these chickens a quick check here. I'm pretty good on this side so far. Let's see if we've got any blackening. Not so much there. Oh, I'm starting to get a little blackening there. Oh, that looks real good. That's what you want. If I can get it one over here. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and flip all these. some of them are really starting to blacken, and that's what you want. All right, so they're looking really good. Some of them got really blackened and charred, and then you can see some of them not so much. It's kind of lighter. I think if I'd had a hotter grill whenever I put them down, then they would have charred a bit better on the outside. But the chicken on the inside is done to the right temperature, so we're gonna pull it now, regardless of if we got our blackened chicken very blackened or not.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Yeah,
though.
like see that right there, that is what you want.
Yeah.
You know, for a blackened chicken. This is not what you want for a blackened chicken, but it is done.
We also threw some rice in the pot because we weren't sure if this was going to be enough veggies for everybody and we were going to have enough sides. I think it might have been, but anyway, we'll be able to have this rice as leftovers too with the rest of that chicken, so that'll be nice. So I'm feeling like I need something sweet. It's time for some desserts, and I'm gonna make these brownies. These are my favorite brownies, and I'm not sponsored by Duncan Hines. I just genuinely think this is the best brownie mix out there. I've tried other ones and they just don't compare. And that's why I haven't even tried to make my own brownies. I probably should at some point, but this box mix is just where it's at for me and I can't part with it. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get this in the oven, and once that's in the oven, we'll clean up this kitchen from dinner. So I'm still waiting on the oven to preheat all the way, but I ended up adding another egg to my brownie mixture. I think it looks good, but I've never had to do that before. But when I was putting the eggs in, I noticed that the 2 eggs that I used were pretty small. Like, you could just tell by holding it. And I was like, and then I started mixing it together and it looked really dry, and I was like, let me just throw in another egg. Like I said, I've never had to do that before, but I think it'll be all right, because I think that's what it needed. So anyway, I'm gonna get this kitchen cleaned up while the oven is preheating. I'm sure at some point I'll end up throwing that in while I'm cleaning the kitchen, but should we set the timer? Again, it's just always so fun to set the timer. All right, I think it's gonna take me 10 minutes to do all of this, so let's hit it. And I guess I'm just gonna have to do another load later, or at least try to unload this tonight, which I think I'll have time for. And that way I can just go ahead and get that put in here. Probably not start it, because we probably won't have that many dishes before bedtime to do 2 loads today, but definitely this thing is packed and I could not do everything in that load. I don't know why I didn't just clean out the junk drawer. This is our junk drawer in our kitchen. I don't know why I didn't just clean this out when I was cleaning the kitchen a minute ago, but it just came to me. I've got, what, 15 minutes, left on the clock before my brownies are ready, so why don't we go ahead and do this? I just pulled the brownies out of the oven. I think they're gonna be more cakey and spongy than normal. More like cake, less like brownies. I can just tell by the texture. It's because I added that extra egg. And now I'm thinking, why didn't I just add like the egg yolk? Because I really didn't need like that much more. It was just looking a little dry, but yeah, it's not bad. It definitely is just more like cake though. But let's go ahead and cross off the junk drawer from the list. We're halfway through the list today. I just said we're halfway through the list. We're actually way more than halfway through the list. We've done 5 things on the list and we only have 3 things left. My laundry has just been sitting on the couch for the last few hours, so let's go ahead and get that done. And I've got this spray bottle here that has a little bit of vinegar in here. I think this is the one that I was using last time I made this. Yeah, I can smell the lemongrass in here. So I'm just trying to remember what I did last time. I've already got vinegar in here. Maybe I'll add a little bit of water, dish soap, and some olive oil. I know that was it. I just don't want to look at the recipe. I think, you know, if we add those ingredients, we'll be fine. Speaking from the woman who just messed up the brownies. But we're gonna do it anyway. Okay, I'm just gonna add a little bit of olive oil in here because this is what I did last time. But the olive oil should condition it. Let's add a little bit of dish soap. And then let's just add water to this. Give it a shake. And then I just drench mine down. The outside cushions over here, but I was going to tell you guys, this genuinely scares me so much every time because I think we're going to have little stains on here, and to be honest, I don't know if we will, but every time I do this it freaks me out, and then in an hour or so, maybe not even that long, I come back to it and I'm like, oh, like it all looks like this. I feel like I could have added a little bit more olive oil to this one. I feel like normally it's just a little bit more conditioned than it is right now. I mean, it's conditioned, but not as much as it has been in the past when I do this. So next time I'll just add a little bit of oil, extra oil to the spray bottle. But yeah, we'll check back on it. We're gonna go water the garden now and hope for the best. I was also gonna say, I don't really know what this was, what this stain was. I'm assuming one of the kids was eating over here and just spilled something. So I tried my best to get this up. I'm not sure what it's gonna do, but I was afraid to scrub it too much because you can see like kind of around it, like I felt like it was starting to get lighter. And I'm like, well, I don't wanna do that either. So we'll see. I wanted to show you guys, we came out here yesterday and thinned the carrots, so if they're looking thinner, that's why. But we added another row, just trying to save a few that we thinned out, but we ended up getting rid of like half of them because there were so many. And we might end up thinning it again. They say that you might end up having to do that, just the bigger they get, you know, you kind of just need to keep an eye on it. So might end up having to do that, but as for now, this is what it's looking like. I feel like I need to pick some of these leaves off the tomatoes because they're getting kind of yellow. So I don't think they're needed. Wow, this one's really thick, hanging on. I just cut my nails yesterday too, so that's not helping. I wonder if my scissors are still out here. Well, I can manage at this point. So I just went to my pictures to compare what the mint was looking like. This was May 8th. That's what the mint looked like. And now, June 1st, it looks like this. That's a crazy difference. Like, that was only 3 weeks. It makes me so excited to see what's gonna happen with everything else in 3 weeks time. And I know mint is kind of just known for exploding like this and taking over, but like, what is the garden gonna look like in 3 weeks? And I know I showed you guys the squash and zucchini this morning, but I wanted to point out, I think we're in the clear. They're no longer growing in hollow, and this one is pretty big. I mean, look at, it's like the size of my finger. And then this one over here is pretty big too. Not as big as this one. But this one also has 2 little ones on it. One there and one growing here. And then I think this one also has 2 little ones on it. Yeah. One here and one here. So I don't know if it's either the bees being able to get to them easier being on the back porch instead of in the greenhouse, or if self-pollinating worked, but something's working, so that makes me feel a lot better. Speaking of my squash, I was telling Justin the day that I dug my squash plants up out of the greenhouse, the squash and the zucchini, I was so nervous, and I was like, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing here, but I know that it's just not doing well where it is. And every time I think about that, and like while I was digging it up, and I don't want to get emotional here, but I was thinking about when I stopped making videos and how I was just thinking like, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing, but I can't stay here. I can't stay where I'm planted because I'm not doing well. And it's the same with my squash. I didn't know if I was doing the right thing, but I knew that I couldn't leave it there. Like, it just wasn't doing well there. And so, you know, took a leap of faith, stopped making videos, and also dug up my squash. And now that I'm on the other side of it, I'm so grateful for the year off. I didn't know it was gonna be only a year. Like, I thought I was done, and I can't even say that I'll be here forever. Like, I have no plans. I'm just having fun. So I don't know what's to come, but you know, I'm back now and I feel better than ever, and I'm just so grateful that I dug myself up and removed myself so I could get better. And you know, it's the same with the squash. It's like, for now, it needs to be closer to me. I need to baby it a little bit more, but maybe one day we'll get it back out to the greenhouse. But for now, it's doing well, so let's just continue to get it doing better. But yeah, I just wanted to speak on that to maybe encourage anyone out there who's feeling like something's off. Like, I'm not doing well where I am, and it's scary to dig yourself up and take that leap of faith, but it can be so worth it. So I don't know, I was just having that thought, and I was like, let me just get on here and say it. Like, I almost feel like I need to, like maybe somebody out there needs to hear it too, because you know, it was so worth it for me. And also I feel like it's been really beneficial for the squash as well, and my garden just continues to teach me life lessons. So I doubt this is gonna be the only garden life lesson talk we have, but yeah, I just felt like maybe I need to get on here and say this. Maybe somebody else needs to hear this, because it can be really scary, and it's so much easier said than done. Like, I know, like, it took me so long to get to a point where I was like, okay, like, I really need to do this. But yeah, hopefully that helps somebody else out there. All right, that calls for a cup of tea. And I was gonna show you guys the teas that I've been loving lately. Y'all know the peppermint one is my go-to. But I've also been loving moringa tea. There's so many benefits to moringa tea. I'll link it for you guys, but it is so good. I mean, the taste is kind of bland, but what it does for you is amazing. And by the end of drinking my tea, like I'll have like 10 or 8 ounces. By the time I'm at the bottom of my cup, I feel this like sense of relaxation. It is amazing. But the thing is, I don't drink this in the evening times because it does give you energy. And anytime I've drank this in the evenings, it'll keep me up at night. Like I won't be able to fall asleep, but not in like a way that caffeine gives you energy. It's not like that. It's very different. It's just like you don't even notice you have the energy until you're like trying to go to sleep and you're just like, like can't go to sleep. And so that's kind of like the effect this gives, but it never makes you like jittery or anything like that. It's herbal tea. So it's very different from caffeine, but I love this stuff. And I have the like benefits right here. It like boosts energy levels. It also supports your heart. It enhances your mood, which I have seen. It protects your liver. It also helps with like if you're insulin resistant, it promotes normal blood sugar. Yeah, all kinds of stuff here. I've got like my Pinterest pulled up. I don't think you guys can see that, but I'll pop it up on the screen for y'all so you can see like just look it up. There's so many benefits to moringa tea, but like I said, I'm not gonna do that right now because it's too late in the day for moringa tea. But it's the weirdest feeling because it makes you feel relaxed and gives you energy at the same time. It's wild. But peppermint it is for now. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this started. And while my tea is cooling, I'm gonna put those cushion covers back on the cushions outside.